bring my voice in. Hello, hello. Welcome to Otaku Talk Sunday. I'm Kawaii 123 and my co-host Twan Sensei. The food, what is this? The food Hashira? Is that what it
Yes, it is. That is my official title.
I really can't stand you. I just noticed it. Like this man really over here calling himself the food Hashira. But that's legit. So that would be your Hashira title if you really had
Absolutely.
to like you would be the food Hashira?
I would have
So
at least 7 different dances.
okay. What would the food
Yeah.
Hashira dances be though? Like
The
what's some of the
first
breathing
one,
forms?
it
Yeah.
would be food breathing, chicken shallot dance, number 1. This,
Okay.
yeah. The second would be something about cheesecake, cheesecake breathing, reduction. That would be a special technique. Like
Ooh, like a
my
reduction. That's
sword,
cute.
my sword,
Will it be
like
like some
as it
kind of
slices.
fire?
Yeah, as it slices through you, it'll reduce the blood around the
Ooh, like it
demon.
would like take all the liquid away from his blood to like where
Turn
it
into
solidifies. Like ooh,
exactly. You were
that's kind of
like a
fire.
red wine reduction.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, like demon blood reduction.
Give me a couple
Let's
more
go.
days to work on this. I have
This is
I
cute.
have a full breathing technique about food. Give me a second.
That's actually really cute. I'm like hyped about like a food Hashira. So what would your like sword be like? Because you saw how the love Hashira had like this lip design. Like what would your
Oh, I
sword?
cannot wait to
Would
talk
it be
about
like
this episode.
a knife, like a kitchen knife of some sort? Like a
Because I'm a little bit scary, it can't be nothing short, right? So it ain't gonna be
okay.
no dagger or no special or nothing. It's gotta be long. I'm getting. You remember in Bleach, thousand war
Mm-hmm.
arc, 1,000 year blood war arc, the Zero Division captain, the lady with the big ass spoon.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. It'd
It's
be something
given
like
very
that.
much. Yes, it can't be a spoon though, because like what? It's gonna
I mean,
be.
it could be a spoon, but so it would have to be like some sort of almost like magical powers included in your like spoon sword.
I'm imagining something. It's a combination of Ichigo's sword because his looks like a French
Mm-hmm.
knife, like a
That's true.
long
Yeah.
chef's knife. So I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
something between like that, but I do want something that's probably a little bit more creative, something that's more obviously food related.
You know, like what do they call those? The ones that you use to chop, like you cut meat with it. What is the name of
Butcher's
that?
knife.
Like is it a butcher? But it's like not a knife. It just looks like a damn near a machete or axe. Like what is that thing called? I don't know. Like we use it to chop the heads off of fish. Like it's just
There's
like
so many
it's
different
bigger.
shapes
I
and
was gonna say
sizes
it's
of
just
knives.
like
It's
it's
kind of
like more of a
ridiculous.
rectangle. It's not like what I would call a blade. Like it's a blade, but it's not like a knife. You know, I don't know what's the difference between a knife and a blade, but I feel like a knife has a very particular shape. So, but this isn't a
like those huge knives that they do
yeah.
like it kind of like if you take a teardrop, turn on its side, then cut off like the top piece. It's really
Yeah.
huge, and
Yeah,
I
it's just
kind of
like
have
really
an
big, and
idea
you
of it.
use it to just like cut shit. Like it's not really
Yes,
like precision knife. You just like we literally
yes,
chop fish heads off with it.
I know exactly what you talk about, and
Yeah,
yeah, it would be something. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot
yeah, it had to be
actually.
something like that. That'll be. I mean, I would be the nap Hashira,
The
like
nap
y'all didn't
Hashira, the
already
sleepy
know.
Hashira.
Yeah, yeah, I would be sleepy. Like
Okay,
it would
okay,
definitely
I'm liking
be
this.
like that'll be cute. It'll be like imagine Zenitsu like sleep during battles. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
totally me.
Oh yeah, and that's when your B side come out.
Yeah, like if I have to wake up to fight you though, like I'm overpowered now. Cause like you woken me up out of my nap. So like I'm like a fire breather.
Oh, you get real angry.
Like, yeah, like I get
There's so much you can play around for like comical effect when it comes to an anime
right.
with that type of situation. I can see that being played out in a bunch of different ways. I would love to see you fight Zenitsu while he sleep. That would be awesome.
You think so?
I think it'd
Like
be
if
awesome.
I was a demon, like my demon blood arc, if I was like a, we would have to fight each other though. Like if we were like sleep demons. Like if I was like a sleep, my like blood demon art was like sleep, and then I would have to fight Zenitsu. Like that would be.
I would still want you to be Hashira though.
I mean, I would low key be okay with being a demon.
I mean, I would absolutely be. Well, no, I wouldn't. Not with Muzan as my boss. No,
that's like he is like the boss of all demons. Demons of value, right? Like if you are a demon that is like real cute and
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming. I feel like I just don't. The
Employed by
fact that he can
Muzan? Is
say
that
my
how it
name
works?
and
That's true.
I, even if I'm top 3 motherfucking upper demon, I still crumble in excruciating pain. And he always got an attitude.
That's
You
true.
don't never know when you pleasing him. This man brought you
I mean, he
information
pretty much has
about the
like borderline
whole sword.
personality disorder.
Muzan.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Is it because of his shapeshifting ability, or you actually see him
It's just
like?
like you just never know. Like you said, you just always kind of like it's
Well, I don't
like
think
we
he's
all
ever
have to
nice
be in
though.
this battle because of Muzan's trauma. Like Muzan was almost murdered like all this time ago. So like now we all exist and we like kind of walk around in eggshells because like Muzan's always triggered. Like you can't say certain people's names and you can't like
But that's
say
the
our
thing, like
information.
Gyokko, he literally just he got summoned to this infinity castle. All right, he's coming here. You bitching about Daki ass getting slain. Okay, like did I train her? No, right? So I'm just out here living my life trying to make you happy. I actually bring you amazing information. You know that secret ass Swordsmith village, the one that provides
That's
them all the
literally
necessary battle
forging
equipment.
all the swords of the niggas beating your ass.
Yeah, I brought you that location, and what you do? You rip my head off. So
He's
like,
so unstable.
yeah.
And hey, Rashawn. Hello. Just want to make sure I acknowledge Rashawn saying hello.
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
That is very unstable. That's toxic as fuck. Like, what do you want? But what does he even want?
Well, I mean, we getting.
Like,
I feel like we're getting the beginnings of some tea.
it is some
So I
tea,
guess we should just hop into the
Yeah,
episode. I guess.
Well, let's roll on in. Demon Slayer season 3, episode 5 premiered today at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in this episode, it was not me. First of all, I was about to say the title of the episode was Sacrifice. That's not the title. That's Book of Power season 3, episode 8. Not me getting my shows mixed up, but I don't know what this episode was called. But there was some real tea that went down. Gyokko finally showed his ass. He revealed his form to us. We kind of got a little sneak peek into what he does. We saw Mitsuri show up got a little sneak peek into her sword and how it works, and some real good stuff went down this week. So let's get into it. Where do you want to start?
So essentially where it left off with the I am not gonna get his name to save my life. The Mr. Hashira. What is his name?
It's
Mitsuri?
like I keep calling him like Mirachan, which is like the ramen noodles.
Maruchan.
Because it's like really, yeah, like Maruchan. That's not his name, but I keep wanting it to be like the ramen noodles name, and it's close to it though. I think it's like Muruishin or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
But the Miss Hashira, that's what we can call him. It's not Maruchan like the noodles.
It is Muichiro.
Is it?
Muichiro. I'm gonna call him Tokito. Tokito is his last name. We call him Tokito.
Tokito is cute.
Oh, I'm gonna remember that, like taquitos. I like that.
Taquitos.
But
taquitos. But go ahead.
Yeah, so he was fight. He was actually he didn't. He only bumped into the fish. One of his summons, I guess we'll call it. Mm-hmm. One of Gyokko's summons. He was fighting them, and so this episode, he actually is running away with old trainer Swordsmith boy that was working with Tanjiro, and they bump into I believe this is the guy that was making both Tokito and
Mitsuri?
No,
he was working on Genya?
He was working on the sword for the other demon slayer that's there with the guns.
Genya.
Oh, Genya, Genya.
Yeah.
So he was working. I think that was the guy that was working on both their swords. So they are running to try to find a sword to replace because his sword is still damaged from his little training session with that 6-armed doll. And lo and behold, they fucking bump into the main guy, the actual demon himself, right in between the sword that he needs to battle this man and him. Which I was just. Heart dropped into
I'm
my
like
ass.
they definitely are hiding some reveal for Tokito because at this point, like if I got to see this little boy standing in this I'm ready to fight pose and not doing nothing, we still haven't seen the ability of the Miss Hashira. I mean, really, we haven't. he do like one little sword swing, and that's all we be getting. Now he in the water thing.
Oh yeah, he got
he got put in the water.
Kakashi.
Yeah, so like they're definitely hiding some reveal when he get this sword in his hand. I definitely think there's some kind of reveal they're hiding, but we did get to see some of Gyokko's forms and like his powers and abilities.
We saw a lot actually.
Yeah, I was completely off base. So what do you think about Gyokko's? Hey hubby, hey two chopsticks. I see y'all in the chat. What do you think of his powers? So we got to see kind of how he works, and what do you think? What do you think? I think he's gonna be a problem.
I am in a twist of emotions, especially considering like putting myself as the food Hashira and imagine myself running up on this nigga. Like I feel like it's already a battle just trying to decipher what they can do. Before y'all even cross swords, all these demons got so many. Like the world is really their oyster when it comes to abilities you could possibly face up against. And it like on all of these battles so far, they have really gotten I feel like they've gotten lucky with the matchups, you know, as far as the abilities with the Hashira and the demons.
But I think they're gonna keep pairing them up this way. Cause like two chopsticks just pointed out, mist is water.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know.
True.
So,
but his abilities are crazy. Oh, flashback to last episode. I guess I think we were talking about it when I was like trying to find Gyokko and I happened upon an image and y'all got a reaction out of me that y'all didn't know what it was from.
Yeah.
The image was the manga panel of his artwork. And that shit shook me in black and white. I don't know, maybe because I already saw it for a moment or that it was in color and angled a little different, but something about that, the manga illustration was so much more like, ooh. Like it's honestly it's a fairly good image to image recreation, but it's seen it in full color and angled just a little differently. I don't know. It just doesn't seem as jarring as when I saw that image initially.
I think there were certain angles that they captured that made it a little more jarring.
Oh my God.
But I definitely think it is.
It was ridiculous.
He's like a demon of high art. I guess he's into arts. He's got
every
this
anime
jade
gotta
pot.
have it.
Right. He's like he's got this jade pot. He has a Frieza laugh, which I thought was funny. Is it a Frieza laugh? Yeah, I feel like it's giving Frieza. Even the colors, like in the face, I was like, it's actually giving Frieza. Now that I think about it, and he had that laugh, and he's very much so into arts, and like jade pots are a type of art form in Japan. So I mean that makes sense. It's just like I'm really like I still feel like that could go so far. Like, does he have pots for all of the elements?
So
that's problematic.
I feel like it might only be water. You
think so? Because remember we still saw those dragons that got summoned out of the ground, and we assumed that was Hantangu.
Wasn't it? That was Hantangu.
Right, but he don't do that.
Well, that was his main body doing that in the opening, right? So he could still like maybe he is like an amalgamation. Like once I don't know. I feel like we haven't seen his normal body fight, which is why I don't believe that this is over with this episode when it comes to Hantangu. We saw him like decapitate everybody, and we saw Genya with his head in old boy's hands. But I do not believe whatsoever this fight is over. Like I feel like something's gonna happen. They're gonna either come back together and form Hantangu.
Because like it's the T that when he's actually, because we did see Tanjiro say like as he's split up more, he's weaker. So is the real T gonna be when he finally like reconvenes? He's strong as fuck.
Probably. I feel like there's some
actually
form of next level because everybody has some form of I feel like a form or like a let's see, or a trump card. That's what I want to say, not a form.
Yeah, kind of like their
and
power up form.
Him getting immediately beheaded upon walking in that room with them too. That cannot be his main body's only interaction. I feel like there's going to be. I don't know how. I'm not that creative, but I feel like somehow this is going to turn left. Oh, which plays into predictions for the episode that we did not talk about.
Yeah, oh yeah, because we did do the predictions for this episode. So I'm gonna what were your predictions for this episode? You can read yours.
So my 5 were Gyokko reveals himself and begins battle with the Miss Hashira. Check. Tanjiro gets pushed to his limits and unlocks a new technique or new sword dance, which is like
kind of check.
Semi-check.
Kind of check. Yeah.
He didn't get pushed to his
actually,
limits.
He was. I mean, they was running.
They was
full speed away. So I mean, to some degree, yeah.
But Tanjiro's been in much worse corners with his body full of holes and X, Y, and Z can't move his body. At least he was, actively running.
Right.
Demons have upper hand by the end of the episode, which I think that almost might be a half, because definitely not Hantangu from what we saw. But I feel like Gyokko's in the perfect place for him.
Which I'm sure we're gonna have to get to that ending scene. Oof. But yes. Okay, what's next?
It's Mitsuri joins Tanjiro and the others fighting Hantangu, which didn't happen.
Right.
And a lot of Swordsmiths die, which
that happened.
Some like I think maybe 3 actually died. The ones that were guarding the chief.
All the ones who were part of the
Ooh, hello? Hello?
I mean, people was getting their back slashed through and time lights went off. Okay, am I back?
For me. Was that the chat can't hear you too?
I don't know. Having a hard time picking up. Hold on. Let me turn this fan off.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, it was just a little digitized, like you were going in and out.
Okay. Am I back?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, you back.
Okay. I think it was just trying to like isolate the fan. Yeah. No, I just said a lot of Swordsmith. Yeah, I think a lot of Swordsmith died. So like the ones all part of the art and then in the town. So I would say that was accurate.
Well, that's the thing. So because I was trying to keep track since that was my guess, and they did specifically say that I think it was like 2 or 3 of the guards that were watching the chief like they are actually dead. The people in the art, they don't seem dead to me. Them people are alive.
I mean, no, but they're be dead though. They gonna be dead.
Yeah, they're gonna be dead.
I would just count them as dead. So like, yeah, that's right though. I would give you that. I mean, if you want to be critical of yourself, I would give you that. Hello? Am I like disappearing? Is it me? I don't know what's happening. I don't know if I'm disappearing or if Twan's disappearing. I don't see Twan saying anything. Let me see something. Did my computer like what happened? Hold on 1 second. Okay, hello? Are you back?
I think the cord came out of my.
I see you talking, but I don't hear you.
You don't.
All right, and okay, now I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
I don't know if it's like my internet. Yeah, like I don't know if it's me. I don't know. I hear everything else, but you just like went away for a second. So
yeah, my cord came out of my microphone for a second.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's going on? But yeah, okay, good.
But
making sure.
Yeah, the him twisting that knife and like
that was fucked up.
That was like I was really like in my feelings like that entire segment. Like normally I can sit and just watch this stuff and be shocked and stuff, but it was kind of pissing me off. Like I was like Taquito. I was sitting there like I'm about to slice you up, nigga. You just doing this in front of me. Like this is I was getting really angry.
Like so he's so I mean we kind of got a glimpse into that with that first guy. And that was like really disturbing. So like it's just this ability for him to like twist their bodies up into all kind of weird ways while keeping them alive. I mean, it's just a terrible thing. Like what utility is that? Like that's just terrible.
So
why would he have that power? So what do you think now that we have that? Because I know last week we were kind of talking about what do we think his backstory would be. Remember we were like, what do we think now that we've seen more of his, like powers, what do you think? He clearly was an artist, I think.
So yeah, he has to be some form of the creator
Potter.
When he was alive. Yeah. And so
I still think like Bonsai.
real quick, I do want to run down some what we experience from his power. So he has the ability to instantly make these vases appear what seems like
Hmm.
anywhere. That's how he
Anywhere,
travels because he's not
but
stepping
just the
out
main
of
one.
the yeah.
Yeah, the copy of the
Um
main one.
yeah, so he can transport those anywhere, which makes it kind of like it feels impossible to catch him until
Right.
um I think earlier didn't much no that was Tanjiro. I feel like it's gonna be hard to try to decapitate him if he can just
Yeah.
instantly vanish and make it appear somewhere because he's not moving. That's the crazy thing. So
Yeah,
he
he's
has
got this
that
like black thing.
like this goop that he turns his body into.
Yeah, and like, yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, so we know that. I think
he
I think it's gonna be like some kind of tree.
a tree,
Like, yeah,
a
almost in a
tree.
sense,
Where do
not
you get a
like a
tree
tree,
from?
but like I think something about like how to kill him is gonna be kind of like how you would have to kill a tree. Like he has roots somewhere, and you would like have to kill those.
Okay, I was like a
Like,
tree.
yeah, I was trying to articulate it, but I'm like, if you're a gardener, it's like unless you kill the roots, the weeds can kind of like pop up anywhere. So it's
Mm,
almost like maybe he planted himself somewhere in the village, and it gives him the
that's
ability to
creative.
pop up anywhere.
Okay,
And I still think those roots that we saw, I'm still thinking that those roots we saw that we see in the opening is his.
I'm gonna have to watch that back because I feel like anything wood related was Hantangu.
But we haven't seen anything in Hantangu that says he works with the elements. Like he works with emotions.
Well, he does have wind and thunder so
That's
far.
true, but I don't know what y'all think in the chat. I'm starting to think that that's related to because we don't see Gyokko in the intro in
Yes,
any
we
other
do.
capacity. I do. Do we?
We
Is he
see
shooting wind?
him.
Oh, he's shooting
He's
that
shooting the
out of his
water.
arms. The
Yeah.
water out of his
So
arms,
that was
right?
another power that we saw in this one. He
Yeah.
each of I think he has what 6 arms that's not on his head, or probably more than that. The one that he
Didn't
used to
notice
summon
before.
the one that he used to summon the needlefish was his right hand, the top right
Right.
hand, and he formed a vase that only was in that hand, and he summoned the fish.
Right.
Then
And then the
when
water was in the other one.
right, and when Takedo was closing the gap, and he used his other hand to form that vase that did the water. So now I'm thinking that each hand summons a specific vase that does something
Ooh.
specifically. You know?
Yeah, because it's not necessarily meant. So you're thinking, well, I guess water would make sense because of the fish so far and water. Like it's almost every.
Yeah, it's definitely something aquatic. And then he has the ability to suck people in and out of the vase, and I believe he can make anything fit in there. Right? Granted, it ain't no smooth magical and make you small. It's like I'm going to contort your body to fit into this vase. So I feel like that's some type of an ability as well. So we saw pretty much those 4 things. But even with that, the only thing I can think of is some type of sadistic ass pottery man. Like I feel
Right.
like with Hantangu, I can use his ability and what we've seen so far to create some elaborate ass story. I really feel like I can right now. But like with Gyokko, I don't know, it's just so weird, and like I don't understand it. Like I don't know. This is the one where I'm not gonna kill myself trying to think of it. I'm gonna let it unfold.
It's so he is very out of left field, and I don't know what I'm gonna get with him. Hold on. My internet is being real ghetto right now. Hold on 1 second. Like I disappeared for a cute little second in there. I don't think y'all noticed. Did you notice that I disappeared?
Yeah, I noticed.
Okay. Okay.
But
Two Chopsticks said they might have to cut his arms off so he stopped producing vases. Yeah, that is true.
so yeah,
He
and
kind of
that's
looks
another
like a
thing.
cactus. He kind of looks like a little cactus too.
He does kind of like a cactus.
Yeah.
Taketo specifically was saying that because he was not like the other demons who like they allowed themselves to get their head cut off, or the getting their head cut off wasn't the end all be all. But he surmised that because he was so like angry and because he was like teleporting away and all that type of stuff, he believes that cutting his head off will do the trick for Gyokko specifically. I mean, we could all
he does strike me. He does strike me as a demon that if his head gets cut off, is the problem. And he is interesting and fascinating. He is shaped like a cactus, so maybe the water thing is accurate because we know cacti hold a lot of water. So maybe his powers will just be water because he is shaped like a cactus, kind of. And even the art he makes kind of has that same shape. I don't know if it's bonsai or cacti that they're aiming for. But I don't know. He is very strange. I just don't know what to think of him. What were your last predictions? Because I think you only went through 4, and then we kind of like got into his pots. But like, what was your last one?
The last one was I said it. A lot of Swordsmiths die.
Oh, okay. So that was 5. Okay.
Yeah. So I got 1 completely wrong, and the other one was kind of.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. So mine was just that Mitsuri shows up to the fight, and I was thinking more so she was gonna show up with Tanjiro as well. I didn't anticipate her fighting those people in the village, I guess. I thought Muzan was gonna have a cutscene for some reason. I thought it was just another time for a cutscene off somewhere else. I'm glad that they didn't do that because we already have so many split fights right now that I'm kind of glad they didn't. But I just felt like it was possible that they was gonna do some going on the side kind of stuff.
And this one didn't feel like 18 minutes like the other ones have been. Like it did. It's still quick, but this felt like it. I felt like I was getting just a little bit more bang for my buck with this episode.
Yeah, it did feel it felt longer to me. I said we finally see Tokido in action, and I still feel like I don't really know how he is doing things. We're still getting this why do you think before I forget, why do you think that we're getting all of this extra memories, that these moments where he's recalling the past?
Well, he's lost his memories from what I'm putting together from these episodes. I guess he's trying to regain them, or he's not able to be fully emotive, I guess, because he doesn't have memories or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Like he has these moments where he like shows, him feeling something. Like when the guy told him like Tanjiro was the one that told me that I need to prepare another sword for you, and to not to prepare the sword, but to did he say like be patient with him or be forgiving of him or something like that when it comes to his bluntness and stuff like that, his abrasiveness. And you saw him go, oh, Tanjiro said that, huh? Like you can see him starting to like,
yeah, and like it was also weird because it was just like, y'all, you just met this man, like you act like this happened years ago when you were a wee lad, like.
It's the Naruto effect, though. It's the Naruto effect. Anybody that come in contact with Naruto, they're gonna have a life-changing moment. He's gonna say
it awakens something with it. His kindness awakened everything. Where you literally out here with the love Hashira, but it's Tanjiro that his empathy and kindness just awoken something in you. Like, okay,
right. I mean, Tanjiro do be saying the right stuff though. Like when he first bumped into Kano, the girl that couldn't make all of her decisions for herself. She had to flip a coin.
Right.
And Tanjiro took the coin and was like, okay, so I'm gonna flip this coin. If it lands on heads, then you gotta, listen to your own self and give your own self direction. And she was like blown the fuck away when it came up heads. And she was like, so you this was a trick. Like you made it. How did you do that? I was watching you carefully. He was like, no, it was really luck that it landed on heads. But had it landed on tails, I was gonna keep flipping it till it landed on heads. That rocked that little girl's mind. She was like, oh my God, that just makes everything I ever believed completely on its head. That simple ass concept. But Tanjiro be coming through.
Right. Two Chopsticks said, what kind of my internet? I'm trying to change up to my hotspot, but it ain't like it's gonna come up. But to say, what kind of Hashira is Tanjiro? Tanjiro is not a Hashira.
Yeah, he should be though, because the stipulation to become a Hashira is to kill at least 50 demons or to kill an upper demon. And I feel like he should be Zenitsu and Inosuke, honestly, should be somewhat like they should be in between the specification for Hashira that's getting swordsmen that are getting trained under Hashira, like Kano and like Genji. Yeah.
Genya.
Genya. Sorry, I'm over here thinking about Overwatch. But yeah, they should be somewhere in between that level. Maybe not full Hashira, but they should definitely be.
He should be close,
right underneath that. Because I mean, come on, like this man. There are Hashira that's never fought a upper demon. You know.
Yeah, I feel low key like they kind of took, but I guess because there are other Hashira there with him that he don't get the full victory?
I guess, but they were major catalysts to the victory of that. I mean, just take Daki alone. That was all Zenitsu and Zetsu and Inosuke towards the end of that. They're the ones that took her out. So like I feel like there should just be a little bit more glory shown on these guys because they are here stepping in areas where no other Hashira are, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I'm team baby Tanji, so I don't know. Of course, I'm gonna feel like he should be a Hashira already. I'm writing letters like, y'all need to make my baby Hashira. But I mean, I can see. Tuchaska said they said their last battle was worth 10 years of training, and Hood Magic said, "Do y'all remember who was with Yomi when the crow told them about Rengoku's death?" I don't remember.
Wait, say that again. Where is it at?
Do y'all remember? Yeah, who was with Yomi when the crow told them about Rengoku's death? No.
I remember certain people's reactions. Like I remember the guy with the snake. He was kind of like, "Oh wow, I didn't think he would actually die" or something like that. And I know,
because that's the one who always crying, right?
No, he was the one with the snake around the one that showed up at the end of the fight talking to Tengen like this is how you looking after fighting a low upper six, like what's going on, how long you need to recover so you can get back at it. That dude, different color eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I know like that's the snake guy, but I think Gyome is the one who cried.
Oh yeah,
that's who he's saying. Who was?
Yeah, that's who that is.
And I don't remember who was with him.
I think that was wasn't that Gyo? That was Genya.
Was Genya?
Yeah, that was Genya with him. Yeah. I'm thinking because his brother.
I was like, I don't remember, child.
Oh wait, that's a spoiler. I didn't mean to
spoil. I was gonna say, don't spoil that for me now. Now y'all like this is important. I'm like, I don't know. No.
Because I do know a specific thing about Genya's backstory, but I don't think that got revealed yet. So
speaking of Genya, get your friend Genya. Cause what's up?
What's
up with that? What's up with that?
Did he get changed into a demon?
Like the eyeliner was given demon.
Cause I'm like trying to like.
Obviously, I'm trying to have like eyeliner and hair, certain type of hair. So
I'm trying to envision where they were and where they ended because we obviously didn't get to see that.
Cause he done had that thing through his body for a little cute minute.
I mean, he got stabbed immediately at the beginning of the fight,
and then again.
Right, and
I'm definitely gonna say Genya was a frosted tips and eyeliners in Demon Slayer means you're a demon, right?
I mean,
just basically.
No, because there's a bunch of there's some swordsmen that got the outline.
Who else really rocking the ombre effect hair and the eyeliner like that?
Yeah, the combination. That's what it is.
It's the combination. Yeah, it's the eyeliner, the nails, and the ombre effect. It's basically like if you're a demon, which this might be racist. We could talk about this another time. Because I feel like it's like if you got some ombre hair color and some nails and eyeliner, you're a demon. So like I feel like that's low.
So I'm dead at racism because it is racist. It is racist.
I'm like, this is problematic. Okay, but is he a demon?
So I'm one. So even though Tanjiro is not a Hashira, he's a water Hashira initially. But with this sun breathing, he, at the end of the day, if he survives everything, he could be the sun Hashira. But going back to what you're saying, I'm trying to imagine where we were and where we ended. And so he was not in a great space when we left off. And now he literally has the guy in the opposite position, pinned against the wall. Not even like his neck beheaded, but his mouth. Like it was his upper head.
Yeah, but he wasn't beheaded. Yeah, so he didn't behead All
Although
of them.
Tanjiro thought he did. I don't know how
Yeah.
demon work. I don't know if it needs to be just a detachment of the brain,
Right.
and so that would still suffice. But because that was so swish, and then we saw his arm was missing. We saw him pinned to the tree, and then we saw his hand and Genya's head before he turned around and revealed the little thriller.
And he
That's
had
what I thought
black
about that little
eyes
thriller. And he had
too.
black eyes with the fangs and everything. So I'm thinking that maybe this is either he got changed into a demon, or this is some ability. Like maybe he was always a demon and we just didn't know. Like maybe he like I want to go back and watch the episode when they first popped up to the Butterfly Mansion and they met all the Hashira and they were trying to figure out Nezuko and everything. I want to watch that scene back to see if there's any like Easter eggs that Genya might already be a demon.
Yeah, because I'm like, what? It seems like it's on purpose. Like could be part of his powers. Because like Two Jobs has said, he was praying the sutras.
Right.
He was doing that weird praying chant stuff,
and maybe that's to keep him.
We didn't really get what that was for.
Ooh.
So maybe it's like a ceiling. Like
that's exactly where I'm going. I was like, yes,
Yeah.
I see that, Two Chopsticks. I feel like that could be him because the first time he did it was after he got impaled the first time. And I'm thinking that maybe if he gets pushed too far, lose maybe too much blood or something, or maybe just gets really like ran through, that he's not able to control.
Not ran through.
Yeah, ran all the way through, girl. No lose. I feel like that might activate, or he just can't keep a cap on it, and maybe he reverts to a demon. And this could be the catalyst, like working through him for Nezuko. This could be now he
gonna find out like y'all had a demon kicking it with y'all the whole time,
or
which is probably why the guy was like, it's okay with Nezuko.
But if he's able to like somehow, if he is a demon, if he is truly a demon, like this is all conjecture, if he is a demon, and he's able to fool people and maybe present as human or actually be human and just switch, this could be something that they look into for Nezuko and for her advancement.
Yeah. And Tanjiro wouldn't like want to kill him.
Yeah, because
now he has to fight him, because it seems like, well, one, I don't think Tango's really dead, because that forehead didn't get completely beheaded. It was like halfway, and we've seen that that's not enough to kill him. So there's no reason to believe it would now. It's episode 5.
4 or 5.
It's episode 5, but there's no reason to believe that now suddenly that would count as we saw half beheaded. A lot. I mean, well, I don't know if a lot, but they made a point to show that last episode. So I feel like they're like showing to us that that does not count as a beheading, right? So there's no reason to believe now that it would count as a beheading, because they made a point to like show you that does not count. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Like, who's Tanjiro about to have to fight?
I think he's about to fight Genya, but in that fight, we're gonna get an explanation. Either that, or he's just a demon, and maybe he like got turned during the fight, and we're gonna get a flashback of it or something.
Yeah, because even if he got turned into a fight, because I know if somebody's strong sometimes, like they'll, like Akaza was like, you should become a demon. Like I know sometimes they do offer Hashira or strong people to like become demons, right? Mm-hmm. Like they offer them that if they're like, oh, you're gonna die, just become a demon and you can live. Like we've seen that before, so it's also possible that could have been a thing. But we haven't gotten enough about Genya to really understand. Like if he would even take that deal or why. But he was fighting despair, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Unless it was something like despair just really got in his head bad. You know what I mean? But it seemed like there wouldn't have been enough time for that.
I know this was a good left turn though, because the moment I saw that, I was just like, ooh, bitch, I need this next episode immediately.
I know. I did that. I was not expecting it. So I was just like, I mean, what do we think about Nezuko keep coming out with these powers? Nezuko just be so like, much. You know what? She's like the gift that keeps giving. Like she's just like evolving, and she just kind of suddenly has things or knows things that we don't know she knows. So she
the real main character.
Right. Tanjiro's sword with her exploding blood demon magic, which was pretty cool. So, which I wasn't expecting, because the sword I'm expecting is the one he got from the doll. So I thought that was going to be our, like, this is a special thing, but maybe So with this being introduced, do you think that's going to have something to do with this new sword? Like the sword he's using can't really handle that heat
I'm
for a
imagining
long time?
I'm imagining that maybe this might be something that isn't specific to his sword. I'm just gonna hope. I'm not hope, but I really think because like this whole finding the sword, getting it reforged specifically for him to use, um, it's going to be a key factor. Like there's still some upper demons left. Muzan's obviously still alive and out here. They like this is. I feel like this is absolutely. So a part of me is even feeling like we might not get this sword for a good minute. Because I feel like this is going to be in addition to Nezuko being able to do this to that sword, and that's another thing why I don't think it's specific to the sword, because in the flashback, I don't know who that was, but she was explaining
right, nobody knows,
right,
like a samurai sword turns red in battle,
right, and I'm thinking that maybe has more to do with the sword handler themselves versus the actual sword, especially because he made it a point to specify that happens in one way, and how he got his red sword was a completely different way, but the effect was still the same. The ending was still the same. So I feel like he's going to be able to do this
somehow, because this is just one of the swords he got from the doll, right?
The sword that he got from the doll. No, I think so. Yeah, this wasn't.
Yeah, this is just like a random sword.
This was the replacement sword he got until.
Well, no, because he didn't have a sword because
didn't they give him a sword when he got there?
Yeah, but it's just like it's not like it's just kind of like a random.
It wasn't like made for him.
Standard issue sword. Like it's not a special sword. So I'm like thinking that Nezuko's blood demon art is going to like this sword can't handle that heat.
Oh, you think it's gonna like break in
for like a prolonged period of time? Yeah, like something about it can't handle it, but this other sword, because we kind of talked about that last week, where we were saying like maybe this sword will be able to handle high heat that he needs to be able to keep doing the
Himokage Kagura
for doing the sun breathing. Yeah, but then like we had that remember last season when we had that whole conversation about y'all know they can't really see the elements. Like the elements that we see isn't really happening. So that would make sense. You know what I mean? Like as far as he needs that sword just to be able to do sun breathing because the elements aren't really happening. So this makes that make sense, actually. Like if he's gonna have this sword imbued with the exploding blood demon fire stuff that actually does exist and affects people, then he would need the sword that can handle the heat. That's kind of like my thinking about it.
I can see that. I kind of agree with you on that.
Because when he does the breathing, that's not really happening, right? Like we still are in agreement that
I don't think they see the flash and everything.
Like
I honestly do feel like they feel it, though, which is weird. I don't think they see it, but I feel like they feel it. Like there's a difference when you get sliced up with a sun breathing sword versus mist breathing, I want to say.
Yeah, like it has like an effect, but you can't see it. Like they feel like the heat, but they can't like see it.
Yeah, that feels right.
That's true. I don't know. It's always a weird thing to me because it looks so cool. I'm like, what a waste. Nezuko with the high IQ play. Yes, I'm so ready for Nezuko to be able to talk. So I do love your theory that like Genya is going to be the key to helping Nezuko like be a human or be able to be outside in the day, all the kind of things that she's lost, and then she can transform if she wants to. That would
be because yes. Love Tanjiro, love his mission. I definitely want him to have a happy ending and everything, but seeing Demon Nezuko go away is just gonna do something to me. I don't want that to happen. Like I just want her to be able to control it.
Demon Slayer has traumatized me so bad that I definitely see Tanjiro like sacrificing himself to like if Nezuko could he won't even care. Like he just wants Nezuko to be able to be a human again. I totally see. I don't know. Like I know Demon Slayer ends, and I just feel like we're gonna get an end where like Tanjiro isn't here with us, but like
not acceptable.
I don't know. That's just because Demon Slayer traumatizes me all the time.
I won't accept that. Everybody else can go, but you lead them two alone.
That's true. Like I just want to see him go into the sun thing.
The reason I love Tanjiro so much is I love the way other people receive him. Like, was it Zenitsu? Zenitsu has amazing hearing, like flawless hearing. And he was like, the sound Tanjiro makes is like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but essentially he was like, bitch, it's like angels. Like
Oh,
it's like such kindness and blah blah. And the same thing happened in the movie with
yeah, when he got
and when
place,
yeah, when the
it
dudes
was so
found his
peaceful.
core.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, you can't kill off nobody like that.
He's so wholesome. I mean, how can you hate Tanjiro? I mean, I totally agree. I just Demon Slayer has traumatized me. I never know what they're gonna do or give me or bring up. So I just love seeing Nezuko like evolve. She just comes. I don't know. Nezuko's like a bag of tricks. She's like
I
the
get
Barney
so hyped.
bag. Like you
Whenever
just
that
never
horn pop
know.
out, I get so hyped.
Yeah, you just never know what you're gonna get. I mean, but they was getting laid out by Huntangle. So I'm not gonna hold you. They definitely had their work cut out for them. So did we go over everything we saw? Oh, so we saw
Well,
Mitsuri.
but on Nezuko, and I love while they were
Mhm.
running away though that like I just love their bond because they were down
Yeah.
out cold, and Tanjiro said Nezuko woke up before him. She picked him up,
Hmm.
got the hell on. They had a little fumble.
Then he picked her up.
Hello, I was just like, I just love y'all so much. I really do.
It's such a good relationship. Shout out
It is.
to a solid sibling relationship. So I just love seeing them work together as well. So we did get to see Mitsuri a little bit in action. We got to see a little bit, and it wasn't a challenge for her.
Yes.
Your girl didn't break a sweat, so we don't
Not
really
much.
know what she got for us. But what did you think of her debut?
Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. And it's just, I mean, maybe I'm still on this journey with Tokito. We might get there eventually, but like it's just such a stark difference for me how much I adore somebody immediately versus the slow burn. Because when she popped
Yeah.
up, like number one, I'm a big fan of the Gap Moe situation. You know, cute
Okay.
girls, badasses. I love what's that show? Licorice Recoil. Love
Yes.
that show.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. But I don't know, it's just her sword in general. Like we've seen this before, right? This ain't breaking
Hmm.
the mold. We've seen bendy swords or segmented swords. What is it? Soul Calibur. We got Renji from Bleach. We've seen this before, but it's something about her sword that is just it
Richie
kind of
could
gives me
never.
goosebumps. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like with the up close shot when she first
Oh, it's
revealed it,
so
really,
pretty.
it is
Yeah,
so pretty.
it's
The
very pretty.
the hilt, the guard,
The
the
heart.
sheen of the blade with the kanji
Yeah.
on it. Japanese is so beautiful to me. I really need to
It's so
learn
beautiful. I mean,
Japanese.
it's definitely a beautiful sword. I don't really pay attention to most people. I just love her. I love her pink and green colors. Like I just love everything about her character design. And her sword definitely was no different. Like it was very beautiful.
My girl is out here
Um,
giving you ribbon performance,
yes, it's
Olympic.
giving ribbon dancer, like Olympic ribbon dancer. And it's so fucking cute. I don't know what you want me to say about it. I don't know.
I know
Like
I got lost in thought for 10 minutes because I was just like, I had to pause it and I was just sitting there with myself, like, how did she learn this? How can you learn this and not be covered every inch of your body in scars? Especially if this is like,
maybe she was a ribbon dancer.
I guess, but bitch, can you imagine twirling steel around your body like that?
Yeah, she got to be pretty strong for sure. And I'm just curious to see. Like, I loved when she did her little attack. So, I still play Overwatch and I have like the Pink Mercy, and it makes me think of the Pink Mercy sound effects. Like, it's all this magical girl like love sounds. Which shout out to Sailor Moon. I feel like when she did her breathing, her love breathing, and she destroyed the
Yes.
fish, and the sound came out. I was like, oh, it's giving
Yes.
Sailor Moon. It's giving magical girl. I was just like,
Yes.
yes, the sound effects came through again. So I just
Yeah,
can't
they
wait to see
got
more of
really
her
crushed
love
it.
breathing. Yeah.
Yeah, they are crushing it with these sound effects. Like the visuals are one thing, but I don't know. It's just I think honestly, not too many shows really have me. I'm always gagging about the visuals and story and plots and betrayals and all that, but I'll never really be geeking out about the sound design. And I've been specifically noticing that a lot with this specific season.
They definitely won me over last season when Tengen was doing
Oh
his
yes,
final the dance or whatever, and the music notes were kind of playing with that last score, which if I could play that every day and not get a copyright strike, I would. That whole score where he was doing that final fight was just, oh my god, like the sound effects were just sound effecting. I don't even know what to say. Like it
yeah.
was last season they definitely put their foot in the sound effects. So I can't wait to see. Like, I'm not really into the intro this season. But
it's growing for me because I'm noticing new stuff every time I watch it.
It's not growing. Like, I can't imagine being like, let me cut season 3 intro on.
Oh, sorry. No, I agree with you. Not the song itself. Not the song.
Yeah.
I was more thinking about the imagery in the opening. No,
the opening is fine, but the song itself is hit or miss. Like, I listen to season 2 every time.
Yeah.
And of course season 1. But this one I'm just not feeling it that much. But I'm not gonna remember this once the season is over, to be honest with you. Or the outro, really.
Yeah. So
I think both of them are pretty weak. But I can't wait to see her more in action. I love her socks. Okay. I'm like, let me get me some green socks.
Have you found your new cosplay?
I know.
You would kill that wig.
First of all, there is a cosplayer I met last year. I know her name's Becca, but depending on what platform you find her on, she may be different things. But she did a Rengoku cosplay last year at DreamCon, and she was like fire. And she has a wig company, and she has this pink and green wig, and it's kind of, I think it's like inverted though. I don't think it's, because I know Mitsuri's hair is pink at the top and green at the bottom, maybe.
Right, with little green bangs.
Maybe that wig actually is green, pink at it. Anyway, she has a wig, and I wanted to buy one of her wigs to support her, so I was kind of thinking about buying one anyway. And I'm like, let me mess around and get this wig. I think I will be doing a cosplay.
If we doing cosplays, I'm gonna get me a little red spiky wig and do a Kaza.
Ooh, that'll be cute.
I love a Kaza.
Even though I feel like Genya, in whatever form this is, it looks fire as fuck. I mean, we talked about it, but he looks amazing. I'm like, I don't know what's going on there, but I love it.
It's pretty dope.
10 out of 10.
It's really dope. It's really dope.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, out of everybody on the screen, demons included, I'm just not interested in Taquito. But we will see. We will see how his backstory plays.
I think he has something else. The fact that they're talking about him having amnesia, I'm still standing by the fact that I don't think this mist form is his final form. I think there's something else there that we don't know yet. And I mean, there has to be, because he ain't did nothing yet. I'm just, what is this little baby gonna do? And he ain't did nothing.
Are we getting like 20 some episodes with this?
Are we?
Because wasn't that last season? Wasn't last season like 20 some episodes?
I feel like it wasn't, but I don't know.
Well, including the movie, like those 6 episodes with the movie.
Oh. But did they do that? They didn't do that this season, right?
Yeah. I think the movie in theaters was like majority of the ending, and then a couple episodes of the new season. I think that's what the movie was.
It said 12 episodes.
Oh, we only had 12?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't think there's ever really like 12. Some people say it's between 12 and 18, but if they add those 6 episodes like as episodes, then maybe.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. I'm hoping anyway, because we're on episode 5
Hood Magic said 11 episodes. Yeah, I feel like 11 or 12. Like, I don't think it's not ever that many. So, I mean, technically, we're like almost halfway through. So then that means next week should be kind of pivotal. What are our predictions for next week?
Oh, yeah. So I see now. I had to go back and just make sure. Yeah, the way they do their seasons is weird. The first season is 26 episodes, and then the movie is 7 episodes, but they split it up into 2 separate season 2s. So the first 7 episodes is the Mugen Train arc, and then the last 11 is the entertainment district. So I'm hoping
they
that
like add it together and say,
right. So I'm hoping this. I don't know where the movie ended. I didn't go watch it. So I'm hoping like we're like getting towards the end of the movie, and then we start another 11 episodes.
What do we know? Like, where's the movie? We still can't see it yet?
I don't know. Does anybody in the chat know exactly where the movie left off episode wise? Because if you go to Crunchyroll and you look at the layout, the first season 2 is 7 episodes, and that's the entire Mugen Train movie. And then the next 11 episodes is Entertainment District. So if this was part of the movie, I'm hoping we get 2 more episodes, and then we go into another arc. I really pray, because
let's see. It says the Swordsmith Village took a unique approach by blending the last 2 episodes of season 2 and the first episode from the upcoming season 3 into a cinematic feature.
Only the first episode?
So just the last 2 episodes in that whole 40. Yeah, because the first episode was 40 minutes. So
Oh,
I
that
guess
is
the
true.
last
That is
2
true.
episodes of the last season was the first 40 minutes, and then it was just that. And that was giving like movies. So yeah, that was
I
the
forgot
movie.
that it was that long. I really did.
Yeah. So
Damn.
that's kind of how they did it. So yeah,
we
we
might be stuck with it. Goddamn.
so I mean, if anything, they just won't count that one. So then it would kind of feel like 12 episodes.
Yeah, whatever.
So that I think that's why, because they said how many episodes? 12, and Hood Magic saying 11. So I think if they don't count that one as an episode because that's part of the movie, then we'll get 11 episodes in addition to that one episode, which will give us 12.
I just got so hyped and so disappointed in 2 seconds, and I'm just irritated now.
Well,
I really was like, we're going to get 18 episodes, baby.
No, ain't nobody ever told you that. So
I'm using context clues, okay?
So what do we think? I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna stop predicting somebody dies, because we don't even. I mean, Genya can't die, obviously. So got to be a demon. That's the only thing that makes sense about how Genya isn't even dead in the first place.
Right at this point in time,
we were just like, if he was really a human, he would have been dead. I don't care what you're saying to me.
Everybody can't be Rengoku.
They gave no reason why this man's still alive. Like even when Rengoku got stabbed, which is one thing I love about Demon Slayer. Even when Rengoku got stabbed through, he was like, I got this little technique to keep me alive and like stop bleeding. Cute, great. Not really buying it as a nurse, but hey, it's enough for me to go ahead with the story and just be like, this is how Rengoku is alive.
Not you bring your train in here and these motherfuckers is busting 27-gallon clay gourds with their breath.
I'm just saying, like, it's enough for me to be like, okay, this is how Rengoku is alive. At least the writers realize that me as a human watching this, I'm gonna need you to like, we ain't just gonna scoot on by how this man got stabbed through his stomach and is alive.
With that with the type of weapon too, because it's not just a sword, bitch. That shit,
right.
it got blades coming off the left and right of it. So this is a long ass impaling. This
man keeps stabbing Genya like he must know. He's like, something's up with him. So the fact that they haven't given us any kind of exposition in past and how Genya's alive, this is the only thing that makes sense, because they would have made a point to say it at some point. So I'm just really looking forward to next week.
I'm gonna hang on to my little theory. I pray it's right. I don't usually make grand theories like this. Not grand theory, but I don't really make. Like I have my ideas where stuff go, but I'm really kind of hanging on to this one. I hope this is real. I want Genya to be the catalyst I really want him to be, and I wanted him to be foreshadowing of how Nezuko either gets a band-aid on her situation or solves it. We'll see.
That'd be cute. I'm really excited for that. I'm just, I'm never gonna get my hopes up, because they like to play with people's emotions. So
left turns everywhere.
The only solid prediction I have is that I just can't wait to see. Well, I'm kind of scared to see what Tengu is going to do, because we know it's not over. So maybe he'll retreat and run back to Muzan and get in trouble. Maybe he won't. Maybe we'll get that little break we were saying we think we might get in the middle of the season. Maybe it's almost time for that. But we finally getting some momentum going, so I kind of hope that doesn't happen. But I'm kind of up in the air. I wasn't expecting to get a twist.
I have a spark for Hantangu. So I feel like maybe because we just saw Tanjiro at the end of this episode put in work and beheaded them all in one go, for the most part, 3 of them. And I feel like because when they separate, like you said, they get weaker. So that's not obviously going to be how they do this. Not if this man can behead 3 very powerful demons in one go. So they're not going to split up, but you kind of added to what I was saying earlier, and that's kind of been sitting with me, that they'll combine. And I don't know if it's going to form. Maybe there's another trump card. Maybe them coming together specifically, like maybe different combinations of them coming together. Like if despair and anger comes together, they form this type of a being. If
so it's almost like those 2 other forms we were expecting aren't like 2 more forms. It's just like a combination of the other 4 forms coming together and make the 2. That might be cute,
because it's not over and they have to raise the stakes somehow, and using what they already got and their explanations by splitting, they get weaker. Obviously coming together, their power is going to combine. So I think that's how it's going to go. Either they're gonna do some combinations of them coming together, or they're all gonna come together. But I feel like if they all come together, they're just gonna form regular Hantangu. So maybe like we see 2 or 3 of them. Oh, maybe the 3 that Tanjiro fought specifically are gonna come together. I feel like that might be it. That's my.
Yeah, I wonder if they had to come together in pairs because they split up in pairs. So I wonder if they had to come together in pairs, or if they could come together as 3 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm gonna just guess that it's like
to actively power up though, because they obviously came from each other. So one would say they would just form back to what they were. But I feel like if they come together with the intent of a new form,
because we know that like anger and pleasure came from the same head, and despair and was it joy came from the same.
Oh, so if they fuse from their outside of their original pairings. Ooh,
maybe
I like that even
I don't
better.
know.
Nope, I like that.
I don't know. But I do see that they kind of do stick with each other. Like anger and pleasure are kind of together.
Yeah,
they kind of have stayed, generally speaking. So it'll be interesting to see. But I mean, before we close out anything else, I feel like we covered everything. I'm just very excited to see what they do this season. They are keeping it fresh, so I appreciate that. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I'm liking the vast difference in all these demons' abilities. It's really keeping me on my toes, to the point where I definitely am like pissing myself trying to see what Doma is going to be about. The upper 2 demon. I really want to see what he's about to be about.
I'm kind of scared.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm terrified,
absolutely.
I am so ready. They were like teasing us with him at the end of last season, and we ain't seen him yet. So I'm just like, oh my god. Like I'm gonna be a little annoyed if this happens, but I totally see it happening that he just comes and retrieves the other 2 before they die and like leaves. Like he just comes in, like shows his power, knocks everybody the fuck out, and take them and leave.
No,
because like Muzan can't afford to lose no more girlies. Like Muzan can't lose anymore. So he's gonna be like, let me come in and get y'all real quick.
Yeah, who's he gonna get to find his little spider lily?
Well, and that's why I feel like that's what's gonna happen. I don't know if they'll get to kill 2 more upper moon demons. Like that just seems a little too something like perfect. So I'm very curious to see what happens. But once again, Demon Slayer comes on Sundays at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've been watching it on Crunchyroll. I don't know where you've been watching it.
Crunchyroll.
Okay, yeah. So we've been watching it on Crunchyroll. But yeah, that's gonna pretty much be it. Shout out to everybody who hung out in the chat and watched. Shout out to 2 Chopsticks, Hood Magic, Rashawn came through. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, my husband came through and said hello. He's enjoying it as well. So yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. And of course, we'll be back. We should be back next Sunday talking about Demon Slayer, and we'll have some other topic that we usually cover next week for sure. But other than that, thanks for watching. Don't forget to keep it cute. Bye.
Bye.